Hello everyone, my name is Sarah Mahalik, and for this week's book critiques, I chose for my feature book the book Calves for Sale, written and illustrated by Esther Slobodkina. This book won the Lewis Carroll Shelf Award. This award is presented to authors who have created books that are deemed worthy to be placed on the same shelf as books written by Lewis Carroll, such as Alice's Adventure in Wonderland and Through the Looking Glass. This book is about a peddler who works daily walking up and down the streets of a town to sell his caps. Now, what's unique about this peddler is that he doesn't just keep his caps on a cart, he keeps them stacked on top of his head in a certain color order. So, one day, this peddler is walking through the town and is unable to sell any of his caps. So, when he gets really tired after doing this all day long, he decides to go sit under a tree and take a nap. When he awakes from his nap a couple hours later, he realizes that all of his hats have been stolen, but soon realizes that they haven't gone far because a couple of monkeys who lived in a tree stole them from him and were wearing them on their heads. After begging and pleading with the monkeys, the peddler eventually gets his caps back and goes back about his business. In using this book, I would use it in a kindergarten classroom setting. The reason being that the story is written in boldface writing using simple sentence structures. The illustrations are colorfully captivating and well related to the story, and it is simple enough for kindergartners to understand and comprehend. This book could be tailored to create lessons in language arts and mathematics. I included Common Core standards for each of these subjects. For language arts, I would use the standards that enable students with prompting and support to be able to identify characters, settings, and major events that occur within the story. So, for instance, I would expect them to be able to identify the peddler, the town, the caps, and the monkeys. As a supplemental exercise, I would help the students to create a story map based on the story. For mathematics, I incorporated two different standards, expecting the students to be able to count objects, say the number of names in order, and assign one number to one object and vice versa. I would also want to help them understand that the last number name that is said tells the number of objects that were counted, and that the number of objects remains the same regardless of what order they are counted in. The worksheet that I created for this is similar to a sketch to stretch, but is somewhat modified. To start off, I would have drawn a picture and written questions that relate to it. The students would be expected to find the right answer to these questions and then would be able to create their own image based off of the book. The other books that I chose in this week's book critiques were Planting a Rainbow, The Paper Boy, I'd Be Your Princess, and We're Going on a Bear Hunt. Planting a Rainbow is by Lois Ehlert and is a science text and gardening tool. This is a simple book that would be great to read in a science lesson plan because it helps to identify different types of flowers, and it uses very colorful and vivid colors that captivate your attention. It also explains what time of year these plants bloom and that the fact that when you plant bulbs, they come back every year. The second book that I chose was The Paper Boy by Dav Pilkey. This is a great picture book where the pictures take up the entire page of each page, and it is just about the life of a paper boy, how he has to wake up really early in the morning and go about his route before anyone else is even awake. It uses great describing words which would help students to relate cold from hot and small and large and just other good describing words. Another book that I use is I'd Be Your Princess by Catherine O'Brien, and this, as it says underneath, is a royal title of godly character. This is a great religious book. On each page, it includes different Bible verses that relate back to the story that it's trying to tell of just a little girl saying to her father that she would always be his princess, no matter what. Then the fifth and last book is We're Going on a Bear Hunt by Michael Rosen and Helen Oxenberry. This is a great rhyming picture book that I'm sure each and every one of you has already read, and I know for me it was one of my favorite books growing up, and I think that the reason for that was because of all of the great rhymes that you find within it and just how captivating it is, and you get so caught up into the storyline and oh my gosh, like where's the bear? So this is another great book that would be good for incorporating into a classroom, maybe when you're trying to teach poetry and just how poetry rhymes and such things like that. So thanks for watching my video, and I hope you have a blessed day.